In this video, I'm going to show you the 3 phases, milestones, or steps to build a fully automated sales funnel that generates between 3 and 8 qualified sales calls for you every single week if you can invest anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000, euros, or pounds per month for paid ads. And it is so important that you have an effective and efficient sales funnel, because the only thing that is guaranteed if you're running paid ads is impressions. You pay for 1,000 ad impressions a specific amount of money to Facebook, Instagram, or Meta, or Google, or LinkedIn, depending on where you run your ads. But the only thing that is guaranteed is impressions. What is not guaranteed is that you get leads, qualified leads, sales calls, and clients. So it's the job of your sales funnel to convert these eyeballs, these impressions, into qualified leads, sales calls, and clients. And you need to go through all these 3 steps if you want to build such a sales funnel that really works and makes you profits instead of just burns your money. And you cannot skip a single one, because if you skip one step, your funnel has a high chance to fail. I will walk you through all the steps, showing you exactly what each step does, how you execute it, and if you want, at the end of the video, I will show you exactly how you can go through the implementation with AI, which saves you a lot of time and money. But before we hit the end of the video, let's get started. So the first step is designed to help you find out what your ideal target clients really want to see, read, and hear to click your ad. Because the first thing you need to achieve is that you catch the attention of the right people. Without having their attention, you cannot sell anything. You cannot even give away free stuff, because if there is no attention, there is no action. So you don't just want to catch the attention of people by showing cat videos that everyone likes to watch, but you will just attract the wrong people. You want to catch the attention of the right people. And the first step helps you do exactly this. So the first step is called microtesting. Microtests are short, low-budget tests on Meta, Facebook or Instagram, and they show you exactly which problems resonate most with your target clients and which desires they have or which solutions they want from you. And in the end, that's what you need to understand so that you can create content, offers, and sales funnels that convert. Because the only thing that motivates potential clients to click your ad, become a lead, book a call, and buy from you is because they have a problem, they want a solution, but they cannot solve it themselves because they lack the resources, they don't have the time or the money, they don't have the experience, or they just have too much fear that it will fail. So in other words, they need a product or a service that helps them get on the other side as the fast lane to turn their problem into the solution. All right, so this is really number 1 lessons you must understand when it comes to marketing and sales psychology, why potential clients buy. Now you got that already. The next thing you need to get is which problems and solutions your specific target clients have and want when they consider buying your products or services. So in other words, what motivates these people specifically to become interested in your business, in your products and your services. So with microtests, you typically just pay $1 to $2, euros, or pounds per problem statement or per solution statement you want to test, and you will see results after 24 hours, right? And the KPI benchmarks for this specific campaign are, you measure the click-through rate, and that should be bigger than 1%. And you also measure the cost per click, which should be lower than 40 cents or euro cents or whichever cents, right? So these are the benchmarks whenever you have a statement, and typically as a result of these microtests, you have 3 to 10 of these statements that show you exactly which one works best to catch the attention of the right people. And catching the attention of the right people is not just important because the right people will only listen to you so that you can sell them your next step or your offer. It's also important to train and condition the algorithm to show your ads to the right people, because one component of targeting, of course, is still the interests and lookalike audiences, but they work worse every single month because Facebook just started to ignore them. With Advantage Plus targeting, Facebook will go beyond all these set interests and simply ignore what you've said initially. And it will start create these audiences based on which people engaged with your ad and which people converted on your landing page. And with these two metrics and signals, Facebook will optimize to show your ad to these people who are most similar to those that already engaged with your ad or converted on your landing page. So, and that brings us to the next step. Once you've identified the problems and the desired solutions of your target audience, you build an MVP funnel, a minimal viable funnel, a funnel that gets you leads and clients fast. Of course, there's manual work involved, but that's how it should be, because you don't want to build the full end-to-end sales system that I will show you in step 3 before you get leads of the right people that you can convert manually into paying clients. You would never build a house and start with a rooftop. You will always start with a basement, with a foundation, right, of the house. And that's the same with your sales funnel. Unfortunately, so many marketeers and business owners and people who just use trial and error to build their funnels start wrong. They start to build a call funnel and they put a calendar on the page, which is a very high conversion barrier because people need to invest a lot of time and they are afraid that they get sold right on the first call. And that's a bad experience nobody wants. And as this will be more a blocker for conversions than a driver of conversions, you won't get enough conversions at all to feed the algorithm and condition the algorithm with the right people so that your targeting can work precisely for your favor. In other words, the targeting will just run blindly, or it will work against you if you report any trash lead as a conversion back to the algorithm. And then in the end, you just get more trash leads, because what else should the algorithm do if you tell the algorithm that these are the right people you want? That's why you need to start with the MVP funnel, and that looks like this. So you first have your ad, and the ad is psychologically optimized to not promote a lead magnet. You should never start promoting a lead magnet right from the beginning of your ad, because you will just attract freebie seekers, people who go to exhibitions and collect free gifts and pencils. They will never ever buy from you because they don't have an intent. They didn't show an intent that they are interested in your products or services. They just showed an intent that they want to get free stuff because they are broke people, and they will never buy from you. So you need to talk first about a problem you can solve. And this is a problem that you figured out in your microtests because it had the click-through rate bigger than 1% and the cost per click lower than 40 cents. So you start with this problem. If you have multiple problems, you create multiple ads and they all start with a different problem. And then right out of the gate, you pitch your offer in one single sentence so that everybody can understand it. You need to be very clear about what your offer is, what it does, how long it takes, and which result people can get. And then you also want to express what they don't have to do anymore. For example, I built a sales funnel with you in 90 days to get qualified leads and clients, so you don't have to rely on your network anymore to win clients. Right? That would be one sentence explaining an offer very clearly. And you can do this for whatever products or services you sell. You just need to be very conscious about this one sentence. Call it your elevator pitch. Most elevator pitches are crap, honestly. But if you can express your offer in just one sentence, you have what you need to offer here in the next step of your ad. Because the offer should be perceived as the solution to the problem you initially mentioned. And this was the problem where you catch the attention of the right people. So now you need to show them how they can solve it. And the way they can solve it is your offer. That's why you have an offer, because it transforms the problem into the desired solution. So next, you have a next step offer. The next step offer is something people should go as a next step. That can be a lead magnet. That can be a call. I recommend you start promoting a lead magnet as a next step offer, something people can download. But don't make the mistake and just offer anything like a template or a random guide or just a trendy AI PDF document, whatever. It must be in close relation to your core offer, to the offer that you mentioned here. Because only then people see this as a first step that makes sense if they are interested in the offer you pitch to them as the second part of your ad. Okay, then the whole thing you communicate in your ad Makes total sense. You catch their attention with a problem. You mention your offer, which is perceived as the solution to the problem you initially mentioned because, well, that's how you engineered and designed your offer to be a solution for the problems you identified in your microtest. And then you give them the next step they could go if they are interested in whatever you communicated in your ad. And then the last part is a call to action, just telling them, hey, now do this next step. So what is the next step? It is a form, can be on the landing page, can be an instant form on Meta, where you have the offer again, right? The next step offer, and you have qualifying questions, typically 1 to 3 questions with conditional logic so that you filter only the right people that go to the next step and are reported as a lead to the AI of Meta, because this trains the algorithm to target the right people for you. Instead of training the algorithm with any lead, even the trash leads that are just for the garbage can because they are broke, they don't want what you offer, they don't have the money, they didn't show an intent, they don't even have an idea why they filled this form when you call them because they have an attention span like a goldfish, okay? So these people you want to filter out and only let the qualified leads be reported and condition the pixel to target the right people for you. That's very, very important, okay? So that's the next step, and these 2 things are already your MVP funnel. That's the fastest way to get qualified leads. Now, you don't just want leads, I get it, you want qualified leads, congratulations, you get them with this MVP funnel, but you also want to get clients. So how do you get clients from this? And the answer is, you have a manual process before you automate your full entire sales process. In step 3, I will be talking about this in the next 3 to 5 minutes. So the next step to convert these qualified leads into paying clients is a manual 2-step sales closing process. And the first step is a goodwill call, where you just call them and saying, hey, you filled this form and obviously you wanted this and then the name of your lead magnet. Did you get that? Do you have access to it? Does it work for you? Do you have any questions, right? It's just ensuring that they got what they signed up for. And you will be surprised. I would say 30% of these people don't even remember that they filled the form. They will be totally confused on the phone because you've called them. Typically, these are the unqualified leads. But you will always have a specific small amount of people who didn't remember what they signed up for. That's why you call them, okay? That's why you call them, and on the phone, you pre-qualify them again so that after this call, they understand that you want to help them because you help them. You help them get access to the thing that they signed up. And you will also qualify them again by asking them, hey, what motivated you to download the thing? What do you want to achieve? What's your current problem preventing you from achieving this goal? So that's your goodwill call. And the goal of the goodwill call is to sell the strategy call, okay? Strategy call. And the strategy call is typically 45 minutes to an hour. And that's the call where you create a custom strategy for the implementation of whatever you sell, products or services. And if these people are a good fit and you and your client both feel that it makes sense to eventually work together, you can create a proposal, pitch your offer. Okay, never sell to people who are not qualified. You will just be frustrated and question your entire business. And these people will be annoyed because they don't want to buy anything. They are not even qualified. So that's the next step. And in step 3, you will automate parts of this process so that people who have a call with you are more and more qualified because they already consumed more information about your products or services before they jump on a call. Okay, so that's your MVP funnel. You should get leads anywhere from $10 to $100. Okay, 10 is on the lower end, 100 is on the higher end. But 100 per lead is still profitable if you are selling, for example, software development projects, which result in a revenue or customer lifetime value of 50 to 200,000 euros, dollars, or pounds. While if you get leads for $10, for example, if you're selling to local service-based businesses, which is the easiest thing you can do, then you still have qualified leads, right? I'm talking about qualified leads when I'm showing you this range here, not just crappy leads who want free stuff and don't have an intent to ever get an information about your products or services. I'm talking about qualified leads because only those qualified leads you can turn into paying clients. So these are leads you can call with correct data, correct information, and with the intent of your offer, because that's how you attracted them. That's how you've built your ad. That's how you psychologically created the script for your ad so that you attract the right people, which is based on engagement with your ad, not just the interest you put in your ad set, by the way. So once this works and you've converted 1 to 3 clients from this funnel, you have proof that it works. You have proof that you have a message, offer, market fit. These 3 components are essential. And you should have them laid out and built up and validated before you build your end-to-end sales system. Now your end-to-end sales system still uses this here as the entry point and just automates parts of this manual sales process. So from here, after a person became a lead, you typically bring them on 3-step sideway landing page. You can also use one long form landing page if you are already very, very confident that the content you put on the page actually converts. If not, then I recommend you build a 3-step sideway landing page so that you can track the conversion rate % values between these different messages. And that helps you understand what converts and what doesn't before you basically take these 3 pages or components and put them together as a high converting landing page, right? So I digress a bit, but how you build your landing page is absolutely important. You don't just want to start with a long form landing page with a lot of content and you have no idea if this content converts or repels people because it's way too long or it's not relevant, or you didn't use the insights from the microtests to actually build content that converts. All right, so once you've built this 3-step sideway landing page, you will have a video, which is typically a video sales letter, that pitches the next step offer, which is a sales call. You don't pitch like the final product you want to sell to them because they won't buy it from the page. You just pitch the next step offer, and people, you have to know this, will never jump on a call with you just because you offer them a call. They get too many offers and there is too much fear that you will just sell them on the call, right? That's why you first want to have a discovery call. There is no sales page. And if these people are qualified, you jump on a strategy call and then you can like pitch because they agreed to like see your offer and get a proposal. So the point I want to make is on this automated part of the rest of your funnel, you just provide more information upfront in a video so that people who book a call are more qualified because they consumed more content. They are more educated, and this will turn your first call away from being an educational call because people didn't even understand what they sign up for sometimes. It is a call where you and the prospect, your potential client, evaluate if both feel to be a good fit for each other. And only in this case, you offer the sales call, okay, or strategy call, while this is a discovery call, DC. So that's what you automate in the next step once your MVP funnel works, but don't make the mistake and build this entire funnel or start with a call funnel with a calendar on your page. You won't even get enough conversions so that you can condition the pixel. And even if you get enough conversions, most of them will be of low quality because you don't have a gatekeeper who filters out the wrong people. And then you might have enough conversions, but they are all crap. And then you will just get more trash leads and trash traffic, and well, it will get worse over time. And you are wondering why your results get so worse over time. And the answer is because, well, you trained and conditioned the pixel with the wrong data. That's what happens 90% of the time when you see your results declining, okay? So the first step is understand what your ideal target clients want. Second step is build the MVP funnel to get leads and the first 1 to 3 clients from your shortest funnel without a lot of tech stack involvement and without a lot of content actually, because your entire sales process is still manual, and that's how it should be, because it doesn't cost you money, it just costs your time. And in the beginning, that's how it should be until you get a positive return on investment of anywhere from 2 to 5 from your MVP funnel because you closed 1 to 3 high ticket clients. And then you can automate the other parts of your sales funnel. You invest more money, right, to train the algorithm with more correct data. And you also educate your prospects and leads about your offer before they jump on a call, which saves you time because you don't have to explain everything again on the call. Okay, and that's how you automate your entire sales process. By 85%, just the closing part is a manual executed process. So that's how it goes. If you are interested in building this up, or if you want to like understand what your target clients really want, then we can create this with you on a call, right? We offer a 1-hour AI sprint, which allows you basically to use our AI marketing system, create your value proposition, generate all the problems and the desired solutions your potential clients could have or want in relation to your offer. And then you will see that the AI understands your clients much better than you do. And you will be able to see how you can use AI to build your entire funnel, right? Then you can jump on a call. We give you a free review. That's not a sales pitch. That's just like a review, giving you information about if it worked or not and what you need to change to have a high value offer, right? That's actually the result of this AI sales funnel sprint. You get your positioning done, you get your value proposition defined, and you get a high value offer that you can promote on paid ads using this MVP funnel so that you can get leads and clients. My goal is that you get a wow from the first phase to see which offers you could promote using your products or services to attract the right people. And if you like it, you build your MVP funnel with me and you will get leads and clients much faster than you ever got, right? So that's my honest goal, just for your full transparency. I won't pitch you or sell you anything in the first step, neither will I do it nor my team. But in the next step, if you feel you want to execute and you want to get expert consultation and you want to get a proven process to get high quality leads and clients without reinventing the wheel yourself all the time, which is the most costly thing you could do, then I'm happy to show you how we could work together. And yeah, if we both feel to be a good fit for each other, we can actually work together. Now, if you feel you got some value and a good overview of how the process works of building an automated sales funnel that automates your sales process end to end by 85%, I would appreciate if you give me a like and subscribe. It will help me and others to get more of these videos out every single week that help you grow faster, more profitably, and with less work thanks to the power of AI and automations. I'm looking forward to the next video. Cheers and happy scaling.